Today, I'm gonna answer your questions. Hey, what's up? Husman here. I hope you're having an awesome day. The past weekend I asked people on my socials to send me in some questions, some things they want to know about me, some things they want to know perhaps about music production, my video game, everything goes, and I got quite a few questions. So today I'm gonna answer a few of those. I got them on my phone here, so if you're wondering why I keep looking down, that's because I'm reading the question. So let's start with the first one. Sigma Freud, cool name, asks, how do you keep yourself motivated? Well, it's hard sometimes, but I tend to keep myself motivated because I just really love making music and making creative stuff. I also don't only produce for myself, I produce for other people as well. And I also do a lot of creative work with mainly my video game. So a lot of different things that I keep doing, and this way, when one thing I don't feel like doing, for instance like my own music, I'm done with the super sauce for today, I might go work on my video game and vice versa. And the cool thing about producing for other people is that I get to make a lot of different kind of sounds. They always have really cool ideas and sometimes really weird ideas. And for me, the challenge to get the right ideas for the people that work with me. So that's for me a way to stay motivated, is basically just keep hammering at it. I really see it as a job, not as a hobby anymore. And that's for me enough to keep the grind going. Right, question number 2. First, how are you? Asked Arab Music. I'm good, thank you. I would like to know how you create the melodies or give it that good atmosphere. Difficult to answer because melodies, they come and go. Most of our melodies come just by walking around the house, just listening to some other music, and I can hear a few things which inspire me, or just watch a movie, play some video games. I get inspired from a lot of things to create melodies, and when it comes to atmosphere, I always like to use a lot of reverb, but not on the main sound. So I have a lot of sounds in the background with a lot of reverb that fill in the melodic gaps, and this way I don't have to layer a lot of layers on top of each other, which makes the mixing easier. And this way you can create a really warm atmosphere and have like your main leads really in the middle, really at the forefront, and then the rest all in the back, which gives a really, and at least for me, a really nice atmosphere. So I'm glad you think my atmospheres sound good as well. Next question is for Nathros Music. Do you have a university degree? Stay safe and hope to go to a concert of yours. I hope to be touring soon as well. Actually, I do have a music degree. I have a university degree at the Rock Academy in Tilburg. It's where I studied music production. When I think it was 6 years ago, I dropped out of university because I was learning to become a sport teacher. And actually it wasn't the thing for me. I was only making music on the school time. So I dropped out of school and I was like, okay, I'm gonna work with my dad. And my dad said, no, you're not. You're gonna get a degree. So I went to go to music school where I studied music production and also learned the business side of things. And I think it's one of the best decisions that I personally made, because otherwise I would still be hoping for gigs without any money in my pocket. So yeah, stay in school, guys. Next one is from Joel J. Zimmer. How do you get such a clean reverb on your drops and overall? You're a genius, dude. Well, that's the kind of nice messages. Well, the reverb is actually quite simple. I mainly use just Ableton Reverb, but the thing I always do with reverb is take off the high and the low frequencies, and also, yeah, make a conscious decision. Does a sound need reverb? Does a sound to have a lot of reverb? Especially with leads, I hear a lot of people just slamming on a bunch of reverb on all the sounds, but sometimes with some sounds you just want to ease off a little bit and maybe send it to a return channel so it's not in the way of the punch of a certain lead. So yeah, that's how I do it. The next one is from Davey97. How quarantine was born? Well, actually I sent a whole bunch of tracks to Sabers because we always been in good contact. Some of you might know, some of you might not know. I co-produced a track, Epidemic, a few years ago. Due to label and stuff, I didn't put my name on it because I was releasing my own story-driven album. But we always felt like we need to do another one because that first one was such a success. So then we just worked around on ideas, and I'm actually gonna do a video on how quarantine was made, how we made certain decisions real soon, so keep an eye out for that. Bass Drop Music asks, do you have a demo mail for non-Patreon guys? Actually, I do. As also a good shameless plug, I do have a Discord channel where I share things for my video game, but also where I give feedback on demos from time to time. And it's really cool because the community on Discord also gives feedback to each other. And sometimes I hear people saying, yeah, I don't want anyone to give feedback just to people, like, for instance, just me giving feedback. I always monitor the feedback if it's like nicely worded. I don't want people to be harassing if somebody's not as good. And in the Discord community at least, I make sure that everybody is nice to each other. And it's also really great to give feedback and get feedback from other people. Let's see, the next one is from Nike26106. How did you find your style of making music? Well, that's actually like a journey that you have to go and you have to walk. You need to find out which are the sounds that you really like. And for me, it started with just copying everybody and seeing what would stick. And in the end, nothing stuck with me. I really went into listening to sounds outside of the EDM realm. And when I discovered Hans Zimmer, something clicked with me. I really want to tell stories with my music and use a lot of cinematic themes. At least I think a lot of cinematic melodies. And that's the main tone. And also the reason why I start The Rise of the Mad King, Wrath of the Mad King, that passion to create stories with my music. And in the end also create a video game and a story for it. So yeah, that's for me, that's my journey, but I always try to tell the people, and I keep hammering, just look for all the things that you like, be as specific as possible and make a really awesome cocktail of that, and that will grow into your sound. Alright, moving on to Just Phil. Hi Just Phil. Pineapple or pizza? It depends. If it's a pizza Hawaii, I will definitely go for the pineapple, but if it's not, I'm not gonna go for the pineapple. Now I got the last question, which is from Asterix Music. He asks how to solve phasing issues of break or drop leads. I'm not sure particularly for phasing issues, but any issues that I have come across with leads is when you stack too much of the same sounds on top of each other, because they will play in the same kind of frequency range. They will really gonna merge together and really get that annoying synth design. I see a lot of people using 8, 9, 10 layers of leads, and I'm sure it will work for them, but for me I always think it will just make the mixing and the blending of the sound so much harder. So I try to look longer for the right sound instead of just slamming a bunch of leads on top of each other. Well, those were the questions for today. If you like these kind of videos, let me know below. Then I will do some more Q&A videos in the future. I really like to answer your questions and be communicating with you all. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you like what I do, hit that like button. If you haven't already, subscribe. Should you want to support your old friend Husman financially, I do have a Patreon where I give monthly sounds to all my patrons. So if that's something that you're into, head over to my Patreon. But that's all for me this video. I really hope you're having an awesome week, and I see you all on the next video. Take care. Bye bye.